How many of your own brothers could you kill in a single night? The answer might shock you. In 1595, one Ottoman Sultan ordered the execution of 19 of his own brothers immediately after taking the throne. Some of them were still children. Others were barely old enough to understand what was happening. This is the story of Sultan Mehmed the Third, and one of the darkest nights in Ottoman history.
Mehmed the Third was the son of Sultan Murad the Third and the great-grandson of Suleiman the Magnificent. According to popular tradition, he was named Mehmed in honor of Mehmed the Conqueror, with the hope that he would one day achieve the same greatness. When the young prince was circumcised, Sultan Murad III organized one of the most extravagant celebrations the world had ever seen. For nearly 2 months, Istanbul became the stage for an unforgettable festival. Rulers, ambassadors, and guests arrived from across Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa to witness the spectacle. The Ottoman treasury spared no expense to display the empire's immense wealth and power. Every day, enormous feasts were prepared for thousands of people. Giant sculptures of elephants, lions, and giraffes, made entirely of sugar, amazed the crowds before being distributed to the public. It looked less like a royal ceremony and more like a fairy tale brought to life.
But the celebration did not end the way anyone had expected. A violent clash broke out between the Janissaries and the Sipahis after a dispute during the festivities. The fighting quickly spread through the festival grounds, leaving many dead and wounded. As chaos consumed the celebration, Sultan Murad III ordered the festivities to end earlier than planned. Years later, after Murad's death, Mehmed III finally ascended the Ottoman throne. Within hours of becoming sultan, he ordered the execution of all 19 of his brothers. He justified the decision under an Ottoman law introduced after the reign of Mehmed the Conqueror, which allowed fratricide to prevent future civil wars. Some of the princes were still infants, others were only young boys. In a single night, the imperial palace was transformed from a symbol of power into a place of unimaginable tragedy.
The executions did not spare even the youngest members of the dynasty. Several of Mehmed's brothers were still babies when they were put to death. Some of the older princes reportedly begged for mercy, but their fate had already been decided. According to several historical accounts, the executions also extended to members of the prince's households to eliminate potential future claimants to the throne. By sunrise, Topkapi Palace had become the scene of one of the largest dynastic massacres in Ottoman history. But the bloodshed did not end there. Years later, Mehmed III became suspicious of his own son, Prince Mahmud. When rumors spread that Prince Mahmud's mother had secretly consulted a fortune-teller about her son's future, the Sultan saw it as a possible conspiracy against his rule. Prince Mahmud was executed, and his mother was also put to death. Fear had become stronger than family. The weight of so much bloodshed appeared to change Mehmed III forever. Over time, he became increasingly withdrawn and rarely found peace inside the palace. Seeking escape from the walls of Topkapi, he personally led the Ottoman army on campaign, becoming the first sultan since Suleiman the Magnificent to command an army in the field. His greatest military achievement came with the capture of the Fortress of Eger, earning him the title, the Conqueror of Eger. Despite the victory, his reign continued to be overshadowed by the decisions he had made on the night he became sultan. Mehmed III died in 1603 at the age of only 37, and his son, Ahmed I, succeeded him. Determined to prevent another tragedy like the one that had brought his father to power, Ahmed abandoned the practice of mass fratricide. Instead, he introduced what became known as the Kafes, or cage system, where potential heirs were confined within the palace rather than executed.
More than 3 centuries later, Sultan Mehmed V is said to have refused to visit Mehmed the Third's tomb, reportedly declaring, "I will not visit the grave of a murderer." History remembers Mehmed III not for the throne he inherited, but for the lives that were lost before he ever sat upon it. His crown was real, but it rested upon a mountain of silence. The past never truly disappears, it only waits to be rediscovered. This is lost history.